So, hello, welcome everybody to Qigong at the London Buddhist Centre. I'm here with Guillaume. And today's title, I think, is Cultivating Energy, but it's sort of, we'll be doing Qigong really. Might do one thing in particular that allows us to feel the energy. So welcome to everybody. Apparently there's 36 people. And I hope you enjoy the session. So let's just start. I think the best thing to do is just to start just by a little bit of a shake. Okay, and then we'll start by swinging the arms. So if this is your first time, particularly warm welcome. So what we're doing here is we're just swinging the arms, which helps to stimulate the flow of qi and the flow of, well, the blood flow as well, actually. And the trick is that the hands don't come higher than the heart or higher than the shoulders, really. And they don't touch. So we're keeping the hands separate, not touching. Feet are hip width apart and the knees slightly bent. So I'll come sideways on. So really just relax. We're just swinging the arms. Good. Let's not stand on that. And if you want something a bit more vigorous, you can just raise the toes on the upswing and extend the fingers. So you can do that for the whole time, or for parts of the time, or for none of the time. It takes a bit of getting used to, actually. But I tend to do it now. I like doing it. And we'll do this for at least 5 minutes, just as a good way of warming up. There's normally a tipping point that I can feel where it becomes a bit more enjoyable, a bit looser. And just doing this is a benefit. So this is a very good thing to do, even if you don't go on to do Qigong. Just stimulating the body. I was queuing up at Tesco's yesterday and I thought about doing this, but I didn't in the end. I didn't do the arm swinging. I think that would have looked a bit odd. But I did do some Qigong, which I think I got away with. So, or got away with in the sense of I didn't feel too conspicuous, and it definitely helped pass the queuing time. It was a bit fun. I did notice, like, all the people I've been queuing up with in Tesco's afterwards. I thought, how did you get in so quickly? It took me ages. Anyway, maybe one of them's doing Qigong. That would be something. So just loosening the body. Actually, Guillaume's reminding me, by doing it, you can also bounce a bit. You can every so often, every sort of 10, 20 swings, you can have a little bounce. Not quite sure what that's for, but seems to be done. So just relaxing. So as I keep saying, you can do Qigong watching telly or listening to music, talking to your friends. The idea is the Qi does its thing, and you want to keep the mind just happy, really. Happy and occupied. Sometimes it can be a bit painful, so it's nice to distract oneself, myself, or distract my mind whilst I kind of endure the discomfort. Not that it's always painful. I'll come sideways on again. And if you're on the home retreat, I hope you're enjoying it. I've really been enjoying what I've done. It's been great. Particularly the breakout groups, actually. We've been doing little breakout groups after some of the sessions. It's really nice to meet new people or people who I know already and get to know them a bit better. Definitely has a sense of being on retreat together. So I hope you're enjoying this. I shall get to really like it. It's nice having Guillaume here. Guillaume's done... Actually, we did the flowers together. I hope you're liking the flowers in the shrine room. We might get some new ones soon. He's also been doing a lot of the filming, like from 7 o'clock, well, right through to now. So you might kind of feel the shoulders warming up, neck softening a bit. Okay, let's stop. Just shake out a bit. Okay, we'll do quite a nice long warm-up. We've got a long session, so let's make sure we're nice and warm. So feet together, hands above the knees, and just rotating the knees. So the neck's nice and soft. And going the other way, so I'll go anti-clockwise. Or if you're going anti-clockwise, go clockwise. So just warming up the ankles and the knees and the hips and whatever else. Okay, and then a little just shaking out a bit again. And feet hip width apart, hands on the hips. I'm just going to rotate. So you want to keep the head fairly steady. And just rotating the hips. Good. Always like doing this. So just to say, we've got actually got really good program coming up. Well, this morning's been great. I thought Jnanadaya's session this morning was really good. So you can catch up with that if you've missed it. On spiritual receptivity, or spiritual death, I think it was actually. but really nicely led meditation. And then this afternoon, we've got a special treat, which is Maitreya Bandhu is interviewing Sigrid Nunez, I think, who wrote The Friend. I've never heard of her or of the book, even though I worked in the bookshop for quite a long time. And that was a while ago. But she won the National Book Award, and Maitreya Bandhu is so good at interviewing authors and poets. So really recommend that as something a bit different, but I imagine will be really enjoyable and stimulating. Poetry East is always that for me. It's a nice aspect of what we do at the London Buddhist Centre. Somehow, just those evenings are just always very beautiful, I think, and fleshes out something that we do here. Like the arts are very important within this movement, and I can see why. I always feel my heart's just a bit more open after those nights. Yeah, so do, if you're interested, do tune into that. That's today at 3:30 instead of study, which has been really good as well. Of course, study has been very good actually. Vijayadark was talking about the Tibetan Book of the Dead yesterday, which is very inspiring. So Sigrid Nunez, 3:30, and then Maitreya Bandhu again is giving a talk tonight on the meaning of life. That's at 7. And then there's another Poetry East event on Saturday where he'll be talking about and reading from 4 American poets. Okay, let's go the other way. So even if you're not interested in poetry, really, you could try it. I was speaking to my friend Shantikara. He said he tried it and it wasn't for him, but it might be for you. Actually, generally, it's just good. So just warming up. Great, okay, another little shakeout. And the final warm-up is we're going to imagine we're holding a ball of energy. On the in-breath, we'll raise it. Out-breath, trace the inside of a circle. So it's in time with your own breathing. Breathing in, breathing out. In, out. Breathing in, breathing out. So it's not a stretch. So it's within our own capacities. So nice and relaxed. Not introducing any more strain. Than we have already. It's a nice way to calm the mind. So we'll do 5 more. Great. Another little shake. Good. All right. So we'll start Qigong proper. So feet are hip width apart, knees slightly bent. Pelvis is, we want to be upright, so not the pelvis not too far thrust forward or the bum sticking out. You're somewhere in the middle. A little line run here. And the first position is called Wu Qi. So it's hands at the side. So it's also called cowboy. Nickname, I guess. So the fingers are slightly spread, so a bit of a gap between the fingers. You can imagine space beneath the armpits, maybe a little balloon there. The arms are slightly rounded. Looking ahead. Normally, eyes would be open. So Wu Qi. So I was doing Wu Qi in the queue at Tesco's. See how I could get away with it, I think, just about, so to speak. So we're connected to the earth through the feet, sky through the head. Just allowing the qi, the energy, to just flow around the body, just flow a little bit more strongly. The more freely it flows, the healthier we are, the more vigorous we are. We're sort of looking for a sort of childlike state of energy, where our energies flow freely. Quite often they're blocked in one way or another, or in one place or another. For me, it's in my neck and shoulders a lot. So the qi can just slowly work. So we're not trying to do anything with the mind, we're not trying to direct the energy, we're just allowing it to do what it does, which is why sometimes it's nice to talk to a friend whilst you're doing Qigong. I used to do it with Chantikara and have a good chat, or listen to music or talk, or and if you find that you're getting a little bit faint or dizzy or nauseous, do stop. So don't do anything that feels too much or aggravates an injury or feels like it's creating an injury. Or so if it's a bit too much, do sit down, even lie down, have a sip of water. You can always pick it up again a bit later. So maybe you can feel some energy now. So feel some energy flowing around the body or in parts of the body. When I started, I feel a lot of energy in the feet. The feet sometimes get really uncomfortable. Not so much now. I can feel it in my hands and shoulders. Some people don't feel very much at all. Just hold it for a little bit longer. Okay, and just a little bit of movement now. So just kind of rotating the hands a bit. So. Okay, good. A little bit of a shake. And then we'll come to the resting position, which is the right hand just below the belly button, left hand on top. So any time during the session, you can come back here. Hands on the lower dantian, the energy center. Or you could come back to Wu Chi, or just sit down, just have a break. Good. Okay, so we'll come up into metal, into the lung position. So hands come up. So hands are facing the chest, basically, facing the lungs. There's enough space between the hands for another hand to pass through. Fingers slightly spread. But no tension introduced, just naturally. Come sideways on. So again, like knees slightly bent to help the chi flow. Not too far forward, not too far back, somewhere in the middle. If you want, you could go a little bit lower. But if you go lower, you want to make sure that the knees don't come over the toes. So it'd be like a sitting down more than a sort of leaning forward. And just looking ahead. So this is the lung position. So very good. Times of COVID, very good to do this one. So just breathing into any tension. Holding it for as long as you can. Maybe testing the limits of what you can do without being silly about it. And then if you need to rest. Just come back down to hands on the belly or Wu Chi. Shake out. So I can feel some tightness in my upper back and actually my lungs, my sort of rib cage. I can sit with that a bit and breathe into it. You can visualize, your hands resting on balloons, elbows resting on balloons, or a strap around the wrist going around the neck. Not something that really works for me, but it must work for some people. So yeah, the lung position. Let's give it another minute. So it's good just to build up slowly with Qigong. So even if you did a warm-up, a little bit of Wu Chi, and then metal, for 5-10 minutes a day, or every other day, just slowly build it up. That would be a good way to go about things. You can do it outside. Okay, let's have a break. All right, so we'll introduce a little bit of movement to to metal. So we've done this before. So if you come back up to metal, and on the in-breath, we're going to expand out and then come back on the out-breath. So just strengthening the lungs. Okay. Okay, so let's do Earth, and then we'll do an energy ball. We'll hold an energy ball. So Earth is hands facing down in front of you. Again, like space between the hands for another hand to pass through. I'll do it from the side. So it's for the spleen. And a good thing to build up at this time. So we've got Earth. So all of these things you could actually do sitting down as well. If so, you don't have to be standing. It's good to stand, but you can also do metal and earth. Well, wood. You can do the qigong postures sitting down. I'll probably show that on Saturday for the last session. Just how to. It's pretty self-explanatory, but I'll demonstrate it. And if it's a bit of a stretch, don't worry. It's good to have a little bit of a stretch and enjoy the benefits at the end of the session. But don't stretch too far. So just relaxing. I know it's not always helpful to say that, but as best we can. Let's hold it for another minute or two. You might find you can just sit down a little bit more as we kind of warm into the posture. Uh, okay, just shaking out again. Could do a little shoulder loosening, which is a bit more vigorous. So thumbs up, you just kind of swing the arms from side to side. Nice and freely. And I didn't do this in the queue. Could have done that. Okay, great. Right, so let's do the energy ball. So traditionally it's taught that it's different for men and women, but you can take your pick really. But I'll just give you the traditional teaching. So for men, it's left hand on top, right hand beneath. For women, it would be traditionally right hand on top and left hand beneath. I know things are moved on a bit in some ways, so it's up to you to decide which way you want to do it. And what you can do is just move your hands a little bit and just see where you can feel the energy. Where you can feel the edge of the energy. So for some people, they might have a really kind of big energy ball. Some people might be really small. So wherever you can sort of feel the edge of the energy, just play around with that. So I really like this. It's just nice to feel the energy, to know it's there. It's like doing an energy circle with people where you can feel the energy going, well, yeah, going from hand to hand is quite something. Yeah, so when you found your edge, you can just hold the energy ball, or you can continue to kind of feel it. And just continuing to relax and hopefully enjoy the practice. I was in a group with Dharma today, who's been doing qigong. So hello, Dharma, if you're watching. It's funny, those groups, you can kind of get booted out pretty quickly. So didn't really get a chance to say goodbye to people. Actually, I did have a chance. I just I didn't take advantage of it until it was too late. But yeah, today we didn't really get a chance to say goodbye. Okay, so what we can do now is just start to kind of rotate around the energy ball. Stop for a brief moment at the top and then kind of go back. Possibly lose a bit more of a sense of the energy as we do it, but just we're just rotating the ball. When I was taught it, it was described as twisting the top off a jar. Don't quite get that, but I kind of have a sense of that. But I like the image anyway. I think what sort of jar it would be, like a pickle jar or something. So just continuing to relax. You can time this with the breath as well, just with your own breathing. So in breath, pause. Out breath, pause. It's very nice. No rush. Nothing to do. Not for the time being, anyway. I was cooking yesterday for the community, and I went to Tesco's, as you know, and I really enjoyed just taking my time about the whole process, and which I was able to do. And on the way back, just sat in museum gardens and in the shade on a bench. It was very lovely. Watching somebody else work, raking the earth. Not doing much myself. Very nice. Something very nice about the green spaces in, I don't know where you're tuning in from, but in London, just even small green spaces. There's a very small little green space by the Globe Town estate, and I was going to the shops last night, or the night before actually, it just smelt so good. Maybe quite nostalgic for green fields and camping. Okay, and we come back. So come back and do the opposite of whatever you did before. So if you had your right hand on top before, now have your left hand on top, and if you had your left hand on top, just have the right hand on top. So we're coming to the last 5 minutes of the practice. I hope you've enjoyed it. And do come again on Saturday there'll be yoga tomorrow, which I've not been to, even though I don't do like yoga actually when I do it. And do come to poetry. Well, it's not poetry. So I guess it's my Chobandu interviewing. Oh, I've forgotten her name now. Anyway, this afternoon at 3:30.
It's on YouTube.
It's on YouTube. Yeah. Oh, it's on YouTube, is it?
On our YouTube channel.
Okay. So Guillaume says it's on our YouTube channel. So do tune into that if you've got the time to do so, an inclination. I'm sure it'll be really, really interesting. And also the poetry is on Saturday night. I've been to a few of the events where Maitre Banda just talks about different poets, and he's just very good at it. And yeah, it just kind of opens up a whole different world. Good. Shake out. We've got a few minutes left. Not quite sure what to do. Maybe we can just walk on the spot a bit. Something a little bit vigorous. So the main thing is that the hand's going to come across the chest. So you want to come across the center line, and then just sort of like you're marching, nice and easily. Again, something I could have done at Tesco's, but probably not. Okay. All right. Let's draw the practice to a close. So on in-breath, we're going to gather up the energy. So we do that by kind of gathering up energy in front of us, left hand on top, coming back over the chest, down to the lower dantian, and then to the left, back down to the lower dantian, and to the right. Good. And then swimming the arms to the kidneys and giving them a nice little rub and a little shake. And you can breathe in. Okay, and then just rub it the hands. So in pre-COVID days, we'd kind of wash the face with the heat generated by rubbing the hands, but we won't do that. We'll just give the neck a nice massage. Great. So that's Qigong for today. I really enjoyed that, actually. I hope you enjoyed it as well. Last thing to say is, as usual, that everything we do here, we do in the spirit of generosity. But we do need, I guess we do need other people's generosity to do what we do. So if you can give in any way, either to the whole of the home retreat if you're on that, or for this session, that would be Very much appreciated. If you can't, of course, that's fine. It is freely given. And I hope to see you somewhere along the line, maybe on Saturday for the last session of Qigong in this series, and possibly in a breakout group somewhere. Okay, go well.